Well, Oscar Isaac is dancing, so you know what that means. It's time for another show here on the Pierce Code channel. A show about show presents The Countdown. We count down the top 10 list of something movie related. If you're wondering where picks and list is, kind of like our good friend Chris Diaz, well, we need more people to sign up. So if you're a movie fan, check out the show about trivia Facebook group, add yourself, and we'll do some trivia here soon. I've been setting a new schedule at work. I currently work for Ryan Reynolds, which is true, but not as cool as it sounds. I kind of lie a little bit about that. So my schedule's been weird, but we're going to set it up, hopefully do some trivia in the future. But for now, we found a time to talk about one of the greatest actors of our generation. I'm sure my co-host agrees here today. Me, JPO, and Rich, she Nemo, Good Egg are going to talk Ben Affleck, top 10 Ben Affleck films. Richie, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about Ben Affleck. I think he's definitely had a whirlwind of a career, but I feel like now he's finally getting the respect I think he's been due for ages. So, yeah, no, it should be fun.
He was the bomb in Phantoms. Will I be talking about Phantoms? I've seen it. Maybe we'll find out. I think this man truly is underrated. I've been championing this man for a long time. If you add me on Xbox Live, this is true. Add me at Ben Affleck. Ben AFWECK. I've had that handle for years now. That's my handle on most things. I love the dude. I think he is truly underrated. Like you said, he's been getting some due. He's turned out to be a great director. Live by Night. I don't know if that's going to be on my list, but his others have all been bangers here. Loved him as Batman. Spoiler again, whether or not I'll be talking about those movies. Him personally, I've loved. So I've got a lot of love for Ben Affleck. I was surprised when me and you were trying to find a list that I haven't done this list yet. If I did, it was one of the early days and I didn't keep track of it. So it's been if we did do it, it's been a while, but we're happy to talk top 10 Ben Affleck movies. Richie, would you like the pleasures of kicking us off here? If you have any honorables, throw them out and then you be more specific about your 10 and on. Start just with your number 10. What do you got from Mr. Affleck?
Well, I guess for my honorables, I'll just I think even though maybe the movie's not great, I got to include him as Batman. So just Batman, maybe Superman, and Justice League probably be my honorables there. Like the movie as a whole isn't wonderful, but like he's great as Batman, so I think it's worth mentioning. But yeah, for my number ten, I acknowledge probably not a great movie. It's more of a guilty pleasure, and it's incredibly stupid, but I love it, and that is 2000's Reindeer Games. I think this movie is so stupid, but like it just has twists and turns for the sake of twists and turns. To the point where it doesn't make sense. Like the character actors in this movie are great. Dennis Farina shows up here. Like there's a cameo from Ashton Kutcher. You get a shootout with Santa Claus. with Santa Clauses. It's amazing. I can't even say like uh, Ben Affleck is great in this movie, but I think his performance it actually makes the movie. He's not great, but it kind of makes it kind of more watchable. Yeah, this movie is so like it's just fun, but also I can't say it's a classic. It's just one of my favorite guilty pleasures. So yeah, number 10 here is Reindeer Games. What do you got number 10?
Very nice. Yeah, spoilers not on my personal list, but I don't mind it actually because like you pretty much set the plate. It's just kind of fun, like fun trashy kind of film. Late '90s, early 2000s. Affleck here. They're on having a lot of fun here. It's pulpy. It's trying to throw some twists at you. So yeah, it's a fun flick. I don't mind it being on there at all. For my number 10 here, we're gonna go. Let's see. What is the year? 2016. We're gonna go. Okay, movie release dates trivia. What's the 2016 Affleck movie?
Did the accountant count then?
Yeah, damn right. The Accountant came out. The Accountant is my number 10 Affleck movie here. 2016. Gavin O'Connor still talks of a sequel here. I think because people ended up another kind of pleasant surprise here. I love the kind of backstory they set up with him as a child, Matt Savon, who kind of later on becomes a bit of a hitman of sorts, and there's great relationship between him and John Bernthal. That's kind of one of those things I could see in a sequel because they kind of develop that a little bit later in the film here, and so I could definitely see those two being a really fun kind of duo there. A good supporting performance from my future wife Anna Kendrick is in here, and this is directed by Gavin O'Connor, the guy who not only did he do Warrior, which I've absolutely loved, but he also did the recent Affleck movie, The Way Back, which spoilers I'm definitely going to talk about. So a good track record here about making good looking films here. So yeah, my number 10 was The Account, and I actually screwed up my own show. My honorable mentions, by the way, should have started with that. My honorable mentions are, and I hate saying this, but it's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Didn't quite make it. Batman v Superman, Extract. Um, wait. Oh yeah, actually, I was thinking of Extraction for a second. Now Extract, he plays a hippie with long
Yeah,
hair with Jason
he's pretty
Bateman.
funny. He's
Very
funny in that.
funny in it. So funny. I could definitely see why he chose that smaller role. Triple Frontier, pretty recent Netflix movie, and Changing Lanes with Samuel Jackson, very close to making it. We'll all just quite on the outside of it. We're going on to number 9 here. What do you got for
Okay,
number 9?
it's going to shock people this is so low, but I just think there's two other performances that live this movie more than his one, and I consider it more their movie. But my number 9, Good Will Hunting.
Okay, this show is over with. I will find a new host for the top 10 Ben Affleck movies. If you would like to be on the episode, let me know. Okay, tell me why it's number 9.
If we did Robin Williams and Matt Damon, it'd be higher. I just say
Okay.
I just say like Ben Affleck's good in it, but I think they elevate it to another level. But yeah, I still love the movie. It's still on my list. I think it's it's amazing, and like the performances are great, and it still holds up. If you mentioned another channel, it does appear on like Twin Fights a lot for a good reason. It is a fantastic film here. But yeah. And then I mean, but having number 9 is not an indicative quality. It's just like I consider it more Matt Damon, Robin Williams sort of vehicle. So, but yeah, it is a fantastic movie in its own right. So yeah, what do you got at 9? Please don't be mad at me.
No, okay, so you made the right argument of why it's your number 9. So yeah, that's always the kind of quiz here whenever you do a countdown is do you go by the kind of the amount of the actors in, or do you go by the movie? So yeah, I think most of my list I kind of go more so for the movie itself, but I understand your argument of as to why it's so low. But as long as it's on there, we can continue to be friends. So
Yeah.
my number 9 here, coming in, a great ensemble cast here, pulling up some clips. State of Play is one of the films that I don't think gets talked about enough, from the year 2009. Um, Again, just a really great kind of like who done it. What is it? A congressional aide is killed, and a journalist starts investigating the case involving the representative, his college friend. This is a movie where, again, almost every scene, Russell Crowe, Rachel McAdams, Helen Mirren, Robin Wright, Jason Bateman, Jeff Daniels, just so many great actors come into play here. And yeah, I thought it really worked well. It's something I've been meaning to kind of rewatch in recent times here. And of course, again, my boy Ben giving a great performance here. Kind of one of those performances of he walks that line of, oh no, he's a good guy. Oh no, maybe he did do it. Who knows who did it? So, fun movie here. I think not talked about a lot. State of Play coming in at my number 9. As now we go on to number 8.
Yeah. State of Play, decent movie. I might talk about it later. My number 8. I mean, we're going to get to him eventually. Kevin Smith movie. I'm going with Dogma. I think Dogma. It's one of those movies that I watched it when it came out, and I probably didn't. I was at that age, I didn't get it, and I watched it again, and yeah, it's. I think it's a great fun movie. Yeah. A great supporting cast as well, like Alanis Morissette, Chris Rock. Yeah. And yeah, like just great performances by Matt and Ben here, and like also, I mean, like the one thing that always stuck with me is the shit demon. The shit demon. But I think this movie rules, and I think it is one of I think it's still underrated in terms of like Kevin Smith's filmography, and I think it's one people should check out. I think it's one of his like better movies, to be honest, and yeah, caused a lot of controversy when it came out for a reason. But yeah, if you ever want to if go to YouTube when you can, and like there's a clip of like Kevin Smith pretending to protest his own movie. It was really funny. So check that out. But this movie is really fun. I know I would recommend it. It's pretty damn good. So yeah, my number eight.
Oh, I think Christy has might have been mad at you for the Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean I agree with everything you said. I don't know if it is underrated in his filmography. If it is, and I'm with you because it's one of the higher ones that I will maybe wink wink talk about later because I do love it as well. So coming in at my number 8 here, traveling to the land of 2006 movie release dates. What's 2006, Richie?
2006. Would that be? I don't know. I'm gonna.
It's
Okay.
Hollywoodland.
Hollywoodland. Okay, yeah,
No,
fair enough.
Hollywoodland coming in at mine here for 2006. I believe Golden Globe nominated. Damn, Oscars will never do it. Oscars, show him some respect. Golden Globe showed him some respect for this performance here, though, as former Superman actor George Reeves and his very tragic suicide. Although the movie definitely does kind of hint that maybe it wasn't, kind of Zodiac style, quite totally no. And get conclusion here. I do believe the Adrian Brody character was kind of made up. And it is kind of more of his movie here. Affleck is a supporting performance in here, but so good here as George Reeves, the guy, that comes to superstardom and, wants to be more than just Superman. And it's not totally working out for him here. But I think absolutely great when he's in it here. And still a pretty decent film. It has its missteps, but Affleck is not one of them. Really good film here.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Hey,
great.
hey, your best friend Brian Newsbaum came to your defense. It's their rankings, not yours, Chris.
Fight,
uh,
fight. No.
come rolling into our number sevens here. What you got?
Well, I mean, you might have talked about it before. It is Gavin O'Connor film, The Accountant. I think this movie is fantastic. I think Affleck just steals the show here, and yeah, he's got chemistry with my future wife Anna Kendrick. Well, I mean, it's a bone of
Whoa,
contention,
whoa, whoa! What?
here, but like, yeah, I just think this movie's great, and I think I think it's a phenomenal film. Like I've thought about like having it on like my uh like top 128 that I might be doing soon. So well, keep an eye out for that. But I think it's a fantastic film here, and I think it's one of the Ben Affleck's better performances. So yeah, and it's just I think number seven's a good place for it. So yeah, yeah,
Quick question that has nothing to do with anything. Ever had Shasta Cola?
I have no idea. Like, is that I don't we don't have it in
Not
Australia,
bad.
is it?
Not bad. They didn't have it in Florida either, so
Okay, is it?
not bad. Decent
Okay,
cola.
okay, cool.
All
Shout
right.
out to Shaq.
Yeah, Shasta, you're probably kind of smaller than Coca Cola, so give us a sponsorship there. All right, coming up next here. Some people may say this is actually low on my list now, but I think that's just because we're getting. Not that I disliked any of the movies I talked about previously. I think even starting from number 10, I really like them. Now I think we're getting into as the cool kids say, the bangers territory here. For me, 2010's The Town. His the second directorial effort here that he puts in him, Jeremy Renner, Robinson Banks, John Hamm's after them. Looks good. He's great. Renner's great. This was, I feel, not necessarily his. I don't know if it's his breakout or just another kind of confirmation that Jeremy Renner is here to play. John Hamm, who I'm surprised doesn't get more kind of like meteor roles like this. Maybe he does, I guess, but I don't know. As I said, just The Town, great movie here. Really loved it. I loved it. You're with it to the end, trying to see what's going to happen with these characters here, and yeah, it's a great flick here by Ben Affleck. If we were doing if we included it, I probably would have talked about Gone Baby Gone too, because I think that's a great film here, and they're a great kind of hander as well. A little bit of some of the towns that kind of Affleck grew up in. But we're just talking movies that he's physically in. So number 7 for me is The Town.
All right, cool. So to my number 6, we're also going to Kevin Smith territory, and we're going to probably one of his better roles in the Kevin Smith film. We're going Chasing Amy. Uh, I think this is just a great, just a great comedy, and it's just yeah, like great, great messages throughout the film, and yeah, it's one of those things. If you come to this, what like because it's like you're a fan of like Jay and Silent Bob, they're in it, but they're used very differently, and I really like it. And I like Bob's like monologue at the end here. I think it's yeah, I think it's just a fantastic film, and with a lot of heart to it. And yeah, I miss and I miss Joey Lauren Adams in movies. I think she's really good. But yeah, and I think it's one of his sort of breakout early roles. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I think it's one of Kevin Smith's best, and yeah, deserving to be on this list. So yeah, my number six, Chasing Amy.
Absolutely, man. Fun alternate timeline is the studio trying to push David Schwimmer to be in the movie instead of Affleck. So, what an alternate timeline that could have been. But yes, I love this flick as well. Like we're not gonna stop talking about Kevin Smith because now I'm gonna piggyback off you from earlier, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about Dogma. Told you I was a big fan of it here, and again, I think it's a great performance by Affleck. It's a reason why he wanted to work with Kevin Smith early in his career. From Chasing Amy to this, these are fun, juicy roles here. Affleck's very funny in some of the opening scenes you have with him and Matt Damon talking. Somehow they're murdering people on the bus, and they're still very kind of fun to watch. And then even at the very end, after the big massacre here, and the more dramatic moments he has right before Alanis Morissette blows his head off, I think he absolutely owns here. So love Dogma here. You mentioned the shit monster, but maybe that's what brings it out just a tiny bit for me. But like everything else really works here. Great supporting cast here. Chris Rock, know me, he owes me $20. Everyone here is to play, and of course Salma Hayek, one of my other future ex-wife, especially from my childhood, popping up as well. So yeah, Dogma coming in at number 6, and we're now halfway there living on a prayer. Get it?
Yeah.
We're in the top echelon. What's your number 5?
Okay. Okay. At number 5, I'll just say 3 words. Argo, fuck yourself. On 5 is Argo.
I thought maybe you were gonna say that.
Argo. I think it's fantastic. You know, yeah, it's one of the best movies. That's sort of about making a movie. It's like yeah, like I think Affleck rightfully deserves the yeah, like it won best film, right? But well, best he won best director, right? Yeah, like so.
It's one of the super rare times that it won movie of the year, best picture, and Affleck not even nominated. Very rare does that
Okay.
happen where the Academy goes, yes, greatest movie of the year, but somehow the director, you can't even get a nod. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. He should have at least got. He should have got nominated. He should have won. It's a fantastic direction. Yeah, it's a fantastic film. The supporting cast are amazing. John Goodman is fantastic in this movie. Alan Arkin is great. And yeah, it's a fascinating story here. Yeah, and I think it's one of Affleck's best performances, and yeah, definitely worthy of the top 5. So number 5, Argo. I think it's really good.
Well, no need for me to stop this sharing because my number 5, I'm with you full on right now, is Argo. So once again, Argo, fuck yourself. So yeah, you kind of said it best, man. I'm a sucker for movies like this because I'm a fan of movies about movies. You know what I mean? It's in a slight way reminds me of the recent Paramount show, The Offer, about the making of The Godfather, because you get a great mix here of movie making along with some real dramatic stakes of these people, Clea Duvall, Scott McNairy, amongst others, trapped in this one little building and trying to get them out and get them out safely. There's some great tense moments here. You're seeing a little bit of in the trailer now. Great filmmaking here, obviously very one of the top snubs, legitimately. I mean, even if you don't like Affleck, you can't deny that like it's kind of odd that like he didn't get nominated for a director for this movie here. So and he's great in it too. Performances here. If you're just talking straight up performances here, he is the leading man and he does great. And you mentioned the supporting cast, John Goodman's so good too. So number
And
5,
also,
Argo.
R.I.P. Philip Baker Hall, who's a big good character actor who's in this movie. So, great character actor. So yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
character, yeah.
All right, it looks like we're at our number 4 now.
Yep, number 4. We sort of made mention of it earlier, and then it might be on people on my list. My number 4 is the probably the one of the better films that came out in the theaters in 2020 because then things shut down. Number 4 is The Way Back. Uh, I think the way back is yeah phenomenal film. I think yeah it feels really like raw and yeah sort of juxtaposes with what what Ben Affleck's for actually gone through in real life, and you can feel it here. I think it's just it's a fantastic performance all around. And then yeah, I think again I feel like more people need to talk. I feel like a lot of like people on Netflix promote is underrated because I just think he doesn't get appreciated. I think this movie needs to be talked about more. I think this movie is fantastic. I think it also probably got snubbed for Oscars. I think he's one of the best performances of that year. Yeah, I just think it's just a great like just all inspiring performance here. And I think yeah, well, even though it came out, it's probably a more recent movie on the list. I think it's well deserving. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, number four, way back.
For shizzle, my nizzle, as the cool kids say. Coming in my number four here. Again, just going off something you've already mentioned. Maybe low. Just kidding. I have Good Will Hunting coming in at my number four here, which again shows you to me the strength of this list because these were hard to rank because I like I love Argo and I love everything else that's really on this list here. So props to Affleck for having a pretty decent filmography here. Like you said, this is kind of more so the Matt Damon vehicle, and then of course the Robin Williams monologue, which I totally had memorized in high school and performed, which is fun because you get to say the F word and everyone's getting, but even Affleck, he gets that great monologue of, the best moment of my day is, thinking you're not going to be there, hoping the best for his buddy here. As much as
Right.
he loves him so much that he wants him to leave. He doesn't want him to be there. I said that recently, kind of at one of the wrestling shows. I said I hope everyone here gets so expensive or is booked to a contract where I'll never see you again. You know what I mean? Like I love you, but I hope someday you all can get past this indie moment. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It's it's him saying, "Hey man, I love you, but you can do better." So he's really good in here. Gus Van Sant directing, and of course the sequel, which is sadly not on here, Good Will Hunting 2, Hunting Season, also quite good.
Yeah.
what you what you got at your number three? As I said, tail
Number
of my camera.
three, my number three is going to shock people that it's so high, but I think it's underrated, underrated as hell, and I think more people need to check this out. My number three, State of Play. We mentioned before.
Ah, nice.
I really love this movie. Great performances all around. I think it's one of Ben Affleck's best performance here. Yeah, I just think people really need to check out this film. I think it kind of, I think from memory, when it came out, it sort of came out in the midst of other really sort of big sort of tentpole films, and it sort of got buried underneath them. But yeah, I think it's not only one of the Ben Affleck's better performances, one of Russell Crowe's, and yeah, like it's a fantastic film. I highly recommend people check it out. I really can't add to more than you've already said, but yeah, it's State of Play number three. It is a very good film. So yeah,
Awesome, man. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, it's something I've been meaning to rewatch. Because it's been a minute, and I would even say like I could foreseeably seeing like another rewatch, maybe making it even higher. Because I do remember from the one time viewing that I really did dig it here. So that's cool to see. That's pretty high on your list. Uh, oh no, not end Bauer cast. Just stop sharing. Okay, my number three here. Again, getting hard to rank these here. So you really could maybe ask me next week. I could flip some of these around. We're going Gone Girl, baby. We're going David Fincher, him, Rosamund Pike. Great movie too, and it's funny because I've done this one. I've done a relatively recent rewatch. It's a great first watch because, of course, there is the ultimate juicy mystery as to what happened to her. Why is the girl gone? Is Affleck this kind of sinister, more this kind of evil character, or is he nice and just kind of misunderstood? There's the great moments of why is the dude smiling at his wife's press conference of her getting potentially kidnapped or missing, and a second rewatch after the mystery is actually still quite interesting because you see it from a different perspective here. And again, David Fincher knows how to shoot a good looking film here, and Affleck's great. Pike kind of, I almost want to say Pike kind of steals the show for me, but she does great here as well. Supporting cast again, Scott McNairy from Argo pops up as one of the guys that says, "Yeah, she crazy." And Neil Patrick Harris, his final scene, oh boy, Hot Ones actually recently talked about that scene and what kind of goes into that. And so yeah, my number three, Gone Girl. What you got, Gone Boy for two?
What
Trying
have
to think
I
of a
got?
good transition.
What have I gone and done? And anyway, look, we both screwed that up. Anyway, number, number you mentioned it before, and I thought it was low. My number two is The Town.
Mm,
I think that I think it's just a fantastic, crime movie. Yeah, I think it's one of Jeremy Renner's best performance, in my opinion. John Hamm needs to be in more films. I feel like I thought he would like shoot the superstar after Mad Men, and I mean he's really good in roles, but like I just thought maybe he'd be a sort of a more leading kind of guy. But yeah, he's fantastic in this movie. Yeah, and it's probably honestly probably Lively's best performance.
mm.
I would say that her performance of career, she's really good in this film. She's not a sort of actress that gets a lot of flack for some of the movies she's been in, but she's really good in this film. Yeah, I think it's fantastic, and yeah, well worth checking out. And yeah, probably in my opinion, Ben Affleck's best directed film. Yeah, so yeah, number two here, The Town.
I know, very nice, man. Like I said, that's just these movies are hard to rank. This last like 5 or 6 are hard because yeah, it's a great movie. So no argument here. Coming in at my number two, you mentioned it because I think yeah, it's definitely got to be the most recent one on the list here. But I thought he was so great here. I don't know if it was just timing or not because again, Oscar snub in my opinion, the way back. We started off good
Yeah.
between like this and Invisible Woman. I was like, this is gonna be a good year at the cinema, and then well, the world. But no, Affleck great deal, and you could tell in interviews, and then you could see it in the performance here. This is a performance. A little bit. It's true to heart. I mean, something that Affleck has struggled with in real life here. Um, Chrissy has thrown out her second best performance behind A Simple Favor. I actually might agree with that. She is really good, and has a lot of juicy things in A Simple Favor. Fun flick there. Fun flick.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so the way back here again, I love a good sports movie too. That like the sports not even like the main focus. Like I feel like we don't even see the final game because like he gets like fired, which I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with. I'm totally fine. And yeah, I love the way I love it, man. I think it's truly beautiful performance here. We mentioned Gavin O'Connor. Now he's made 2 of these movies on our top 10 here, and even the trailers make me want to rewatch it again. So number 2, The Way Back.
Yeah. Nah.
Well, we are
So
at the ultimate one here. Richie, Nemo, a good acre. What is, in your opinion, the greatest of all these great Ben Affleck movies?
you mentioned it before. Gone Girl. I think Gone Girl is my favorite Ben Affleck film. I absolutely love it. I love the murder mystery. Like if for judging, like I think it's one of his best performances. It does kind of speak to how good Rosamund Pike is in the movie that she stills film when Ben Affleck's so good in the movie. Probably one of the better Tyler Perry film performances I've seen. Tyler Perry's really good in this movie. I think also Carrie Coon, really good underrated actress, is in this movie. Yeah, just great. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross really kill it with the score here, and I think they just adds to this film, adds to the tension, and and once you figure out the mystery, it's still very interesting, and then and it's very captivating, and then the last scene of Neil Patrick Harris is it's definitely memorable, but yeah, I think it's a fantastic film, and one of the better like murder mysteries we've had in quite a long time, probably in the last 10 years. Or disappearance mystery kind of movie. So I think it's a worthy spot. Number one, Gone Girl. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, man, good flick here. Good flick. We're great flick. That's your number one here. So coming in at my number one, again, if you know me, if you can kind of figure out mathematically, because it's the one I haven't talked about yet. Chasing Amy is going to come in at my number one here. Obviously, also my favorite Kevin Smith movie here. I don't know, man. This movie just, I think it kind of owns me on most levels here. I think it's tremendously funny from one of the opening monologues here. Some of the other monologues from Jason Lee, Dwight. I was gonna say Dwight Yoakam. That's obviously not his name. Dwight Ewell, who I wish I had one of those actors. Like, where's he been, man? Was acting just not his focus here because Dwight Ewell's so good in this here, and I just love it, man. It's about young love. It's about understanding. It's about realizing people have a past, but that doesn't necessarily define who they are now. Um, yeah, man, I just think it's great here. It's a great kind of just growing up love story of really finding yourself, finding, you know what I mean, and getting there. Here, I think he's so good here. That scene, another scene. I remember. I don't think I ever performed it in front of anybody, but the scene of where he finally tells her, how much he loves her, and he had to go for it, and I think it's tremendous here. So yeah, I love this flick. I kind of just went with my heart as far as I was struggling with that top three, but I just had to go with Chasing Amy. It just kind of it stood out to me. Let's see here. Chris Diaz thrown out. Sad to see no Last Duel on the list. Great movie, and Affleck is pretty good in a smaller role, bringing some humor when needed. I believe he's blonde in that. I'll be honest, never saw it. I meant to
Yeah,
because
I
it's
haven't
not
seen it
only
yet.
it's
Yeah.
not only with him, but it's also written by him and Matt Damon, and I believe a female screenwriter as well to get the female perspective. So I do got to see it because they're in it. I'm a big Affleck fan, but yeah, I don't know anything. Sword and sand, not sword and sandals, but like I don't know, anything said in that time period is not something I jump to, me personally. But I've heard decent things, and again, it's Affleck, so at some point maybe I'll get to it.
Yeah,
So yes,
I'm not the most sort of sandal guy either, or like the kind of
yeah,
the costume kind of like that kind of thing. I'm just like
yeah.
like, if I hear it's really good, I'll go and check it out. But it's not like something I jump to. So, but yeah, but I've heard really good things about the Last Duel, and it kind of yeah, and yeah, it kind of really underrated here. It's unfortunate it kind of did it was a box office bomb, and unfortunately it was also the laughing stock of the Oscars this year as well. But with that joke, but yeah, so I will check it out. Like I've heard really good things. So yeah, but yeah, I can't put it on the list because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the same thing. I think we're on the same page there. When we're on the same page, actually, a lot tonight here. Not too much, some couple of switches. Only one direct agreement here. As far as like the exact placement, we both went with Argo. But a lot of our lists pretty similar here, so we agree a lot on Affleck here. Let's go over just real quick. Give me your top 10 real quick so people can hear that one more time.
All right, just give me a sec. Just put it back up. At number 10, you got Reindeer Games. At number 9, Shock it's so low. Goodwill Hunting. Number 8, Dogma. Number 7, The Accountant. Number 6, Chasing Amy. Number 5, Argo. Number 4, The Way Back. Number 3, State of Play. Number 2, The Town. And number 1, Gone Girl.
Very nice. I'll try to pull up something and see if it works. Nah, never mind. All right, so yeah, it's my number 10 here. Number 10, The Accountant. Number 9, State of Play. 8, Hollywoodland. Number 7, The Town. 6, Dogma. 5, Argo. 4, Goodwill Hunting. 3, Gone Girl. 2, The Way Back. And number 1, Chasing Amy. We got here for the top 10 Ben Affleck movies. Oh, that says number 7. I didn't move that up. Top 10 Ben Affleck movies. Richie, any parting words, plugs, parting words for Ben Affleck in general, parting words for yourself, plugs, all that good stuff.
Yeah, this is fun. And yeah, yeah, you can catch me on the sort of movie trivia space or movie, discussion space. We're talking about, on Tournament Fights, Movie Hero Network, on Tier Ranker sometimes, and yeah, on Movie Hero Network, talking doing Lonely Marks. We're off this week, but next week we will be doing we'll be talking about our favorite wrestlers as well as watching the infamously or the interesting pay per view NWO Sold Out from 1997, WCW pay per view. So that should be a fun time discussing that, and yeah. But yeah, and I don't know, just go watch more. When Ben Affleck releases a movie, go check it out. I feel like he's underrated. So yeah,
Yes. And that's the reason why he's one of the main reasons I want to see the Flash. Listen, Ezra Miller's horrible, but don't ruin Affleck and Keaton coming back because of him. So figure it out, swap their faces, or just go for it. You know, it's too late. The movie's done. Just do it. I believe he's gonna maybe do the. What was it said that he was gonna be an Aquaman? So we got a little bit more Affleck coming for Batman. I'm still. Come on, give us that movie. Give us that movie. Give it to me. Give me what I want. Chris Diaz also throwing out Shakespeare in Love. Even more so than the last duel. That is not a genre, or not the genre, but the type of film where I'm like, I jumped. I don't think I'll ever get to that one. To be honest with you, I also
Yeah,
love the.
not really.
That's known as the movie that somehow screwed over Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Like I think we're on the same page here with like like I'll begrudgingly watch costume dramas, but I'm pretty much a snob to them. So yeah.
Yeah. That one's one. I don't know. I haven't heard enough good things to make me want to see it. Last Duel, I've heard enough, and it's written by him to where I'm like, all right, I'll get to it at some point. Shakespeare in Love. I got other things. I haven't even finished Stranger Things, so there's other things to do. Yes. So yes, you heard Richie. Follow him on all those fun platforms here, Movie Hero Network, Tier, all those fun things. Follow him on here. You'll see him popping up on trivia, and we'll have you back on Countdown here at some point. So yeah, for Richie Nemo Goodacre, me, JPO, Jordan Pierce Owens, like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, join the Facebook group if you want to do some trivia, or even be on this show, whatever you want to do. Or don't. I can't control you. I don't know what you want me to say. And as always, watch Oscar Isaac dance.